There is one thing that I did which helped change my life forever. And it's easy. It's free. It's effortless. And most of all, it's enjoyable. And that is getting morning sunlight. That has changed my life forever. And I noticed the difference when I moved to a country with slightly more sunlight than my original country, which is back in the UK. And I noticed a difference that it made to my own mood. Think about it. Sunlight is one of the most powerful things on earth, along with water. It literally creates life. It gives life to things. The whole reason why life developed on earth is because of sunlight and water. And you're avoiding it. You are avoiding sunlight in the morning. I know you are, because I was doing exactly the same thing. By avoiding it, you are slowly turning off your own life support system. I know you're probably thinking, Mike, you've gone crazy, you're exaggerating. I'm not. Your body needs sunlight and you are avoiding it. Our lack of sunlight, I believe, is driving us back into caveman times. We are regressing as a species because of our lack of sunlight and because we're outside less, and we're doing it to ourselves. That's the worst thing about it. We are literally regressing and it's our own fault. Now, this change has occurred particularly within the last 20 to 30 years. So if you have a look at studies, the amount of sunlight humans get, especially in the Western world, has been falling quite quickly within the last 20 to 30 years. Now, I think there's quite a few different reasons for this, to be honest. A lot of the time we are working in offices more, so we're likely to get less sunlight. And also we do more things digitally. So we stay inside a little bit more and we communicate and socialize over digital forms, right? So you're less likely to go and see someone, or less likely to go and see someone outside when you can do it all online. And that, with the shift in more jobs becoming more indoor jobs, like office jobs, that has had a significant impact on the amount of sunlight we get every single day. And if you don't believe me, you can literally go and search these scientific studies. And these scientific studies show that sunlight has a really significant effect on our mood, mental health, energy levels, and just all round well-being, right? So I'm not making this up. You can go and have a look yourself. And to be honest, we don't even need science to prove this. Anyone who lives in a country where there's not much sunlight, so I'm from the UK, and especially during the winter, there isn't much sunlight, you know that yourself and people around you feel worse, right? We know this, we know this stuff. People feel worse over winter, and a lot of that is because of the lack of sunlight. Now, we actually have a word for it called SAD, S-A-D, seasonal affective disorder. And that's because of your lack of vitamin D, which your body generates through sunlight, disrupts all the hormones in your body, and then your mood goes down, depression goes up, metabolic issues go up, illnesses go up, everything bad that can happen pretty much goes up with a decrease in sunlight. We know this. We don't even need science to prove this. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit bro science here, but it is legit as well. It's all backed by, there has been studies on this. So it's been shown that sunlight controls your circadian rhythm, or your circadian clock. And if you don't know what that is, basically that's your internal body clock, right? That's what your body uses to function, to help work out what time it is during the day and what your body should be doing during the day. So before the invention of alarm clocks, we had to rely on our own internal circadian rhythm to tell us what time to wake up, what time to go to bed, what our body should be doing between those times that we wake up and go to sleep, right? So that controls everything from you being active during the day, but also your restorative functions when you sleep and at night. Okay, so it's such a fundamental part of you as a human being, and we know that sunlight directly controls that. And in particular, dawn or morning sunlight is crucial to your circadian rhythm. So I'm not going to get too sciencey, but effectively what happens is morning sunlight in particular has more bluish wavelengths, right? So it has more bluish wavelengths, and particular cells in your eyes react to those bluish wavelengths that enter through your eyes and it tells your body, right, it's time to wake up, time to give yourself energy, it's time for the day, right? So this is why we know when we look at screens late at night, which emit blue wavelengths at us, we can't go to sleep because those screens are still telling us that, right, it's daytime, okay? When what we should be doing is turning off the blue light in the evenings, and we should be getting that blue light straight away in the morning, not from screens, from actual sunlight. And this is going to sound dramatic, but by starving ourselves of morning sunlight, we are slowly killing ourselves, okay? We are putting our body on the back foot all the time by not getting morning sunlight. Because that's what your body needs, right? If you stop giving yourself water and food, your body's slowly going to deteriorate. And this is exactly what's going to happen with sunlight. It's exactly the same thing. Even though you don't ingest it directly, your body makes vitamins and minerals from that sunlight for your body to use, and you are starving yourself and you are killing yourself because you are not getting out in the morning and getting some sunlight. I want you to ask yourself, how long do you actually spend outside a day? Maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour at a push for most people, right? Most people in the 21st century, maybe an hour maximum of outside sunlight. And don't be a little bitch. Driving in your car, getting sunlight through your car doesn't count. Studies have shown that light through glass is nowhere near as effective as getting light directly outside. So stuff like that doesn't count. I'm talking about literal time outside under the sun. And it doesn't even have to be really bright, okay? Some people are thinking, right, it has to be really bright sunshine. Maybe you live in colder countries or grayer countries where there's not as much sunshine. So even just being outside, you're still going to absorb way more sunlight energy than you would being inside, okay? And I know every country is not going to have bright sunlight, so we've got to do what we can. Think about it. If you get 1 hour a day of sunlight, that's the same as prisoners get every single day. They are allowed 1 hour outside every day for exercise, fresh air and sunlight. And that's what you're doing. You're living like a prisoner by not getting morning sunlight. And it's proven that even just 20 minutes, okay, it's not a big ask, just 20 minutes of sunlight doesn't even necessarily have to all be in the morning. It could be throughout the day. But 20 minutes of sunlight throughout the day can actually have a more significant impact on your mood than some antidepressants. How crazy is that? You don't have to be taking chemicals into your body. You can literally just get it from the sun if you are depressed, and it will make you feel better than the antidepressants you are taking. So what's your excuse? Why are you not going outside? I work from home, doesn't matter. Get outside, even if it's for 5-10 minutes for a walk. This is what I do. I try and go outside every single day. In the morning, if possible, even if it's for 5 minutes. And throughout the day, I try and get outside as much as possible rather than staying inside. And I can tell you, I've been doing this now for the last 2 months. The positive impact that it's had on my mood is astronomical. And I want that for you guys. I want it for you too. I don't want any excuses. Mike, it's cold, it's wet, stop being a pussy. Put on a jacket, put on a hat, get outside in the sun. That's my message. It's one of the things that you can do is free, easy, and cheap. And you're depriving yourself of that. You're depriving yourself of being a better human being, of being happier, of being more successful. So that's my message, guys. Just in case you needed someone to tell you, I'm telling you, try and get outside, get some sunlight, in the morning if possible, and just live better life, guys. Take care. I'll see you next time.